If you guys need any sort of grinding services done on Xbox or PlayStation, up my guy Cliff2_3 on Twitter. From Devin Booker to centerpiece grinding, the man does it all. Hit him up for all your MyTEAM needs. What is good, it's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and ranking the best centers right now in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. Now, from the likes of budget guys like LaMarcus Aldridge, Tyson Chandler, and the Wilt Chamberlain Bulls of the world, to trophy case rewards, Galaxy Opals, Anthony Davis, Patrick Ewing, where does your favorite center stack up? We're going to be talking about that in this video. Make sure you guys do smash that subscribe button for the most consistent MyTEAM content, on YouTube as well as Twitch. And just know I love y'all, man. Sunday, blessed day. Hopefully y'all have one. Let's make the most of it, man. Let's get after it. We're going to start off, we're going to do one good one, one bad one. Starting off with Anthony Davis, okay? As much as I want to put Anthony Davis in F tier, I'm not going to. You cannot tell me that this card is useless in MyTEAM. You can't. He's got a decent speed, decent lateral quickness, decent interior, decent three ball, can knock down shots. He is not F tier. There are cards on this list that are more worthless than Anthony Davis. Is he great? No. I'll never say Anthony Davis is great, but he is useful. He's at D tier for me. He's been my center in MyTEAM Limited for how many weeks in a row? Definitely a D tier caliber of player. Patrick Ewing, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. He's B tier. I know I'm going to get a ton of hate for putting Patrick Ewing in B tier. But let me ask you guys this. What is Patrick Ewing doing on the court? He doesn't have a great three ball. His release is not great. His speed is low. His lateral quickness is horrible. His perimeter is not great. He can't handle the ball. His stats are mid. I get he's got good defensive badges, but he's B tier. He's a card that if I had right now, I don't think he makes my squad. It's a bold take. But look at his stats and badges and tell me Patrick Ewing's good. I don't see it. I really don't see it. Next up, George Miken, the Miken man. Look, man, as much as I don't want George Miken to be bad in MyTEAM, look at the card. I mean, he is not good. Here's where it comes in. Do I think George Miken is better than Anthony Davis? No, he's not. He is not better than Ruby Anthony Davis. And you guys can debate this all you want, but when you compare the two cards, how is George Miken better than Anthony Davis? Yeah, better at post moves, but that's about it. And maybe a little better offensive rebounder. Outside of that, AD's got him beat in literally every category. I'm telling you guys, George Miken, worse than Anthony Davis. Ruby, Opal AD, the best card in the game. And I'm tired of people like saying that I don't know what I'm talking about when I'm saying Anthony Davis is the best trophy case card. How, when you give him Monty Williams, is there a better card in the game? I personally don't get it. I don't understand it. Look, you guys might have more knowledge on it than me, but if you give him quick first step, unpluckable, you give him maybe challenger, off-ball pass, ankle braces, and then maybe even just limitless or guard up, those two badges. He is absolutely elite. I mean, the card can do no wrong. I'm telling you guys, AD is him in MyTEAM, definitely S tier caliber. Pau Gasol, I'm going to throw him in D tier. I do think Pau Gasol gives you a little bit more than George Miken because of the three ball, right? Pau Gasol, he's not great. He's slow. He's horrible defensively. But he is going to be chicken and he's going to be able to shoot the ball well. That's what Pau Gasol gives you. I don't love the card by any means, but he is solid enough in MyTEAM. Jermaine O'Neal up next. I am going to right now put him at A tier. I kind of want to put him at S tier, but I mean, I don't know if I can. I think he's going to end up in S tier though. So I'm going to move him up there. Why do I love Jermaine O'Neal so much? Here's the deal. Look at his stats. Look at his badges. The card's elite. The only problem with Jermaine O'Neal is his release. If he had a better release, he would be everybody would consider him as the top power forward center in the entire game. I mean, everybody would. Problem is his release is low. That's why people aren't so high on him, but he can handle the ball. His rebounding is elite. He defends on the interior well. I love Jermaine O'Neal. Definitely S tier. Amethyst Wilt Chamberlain, another D tier card. He is not worse than George Miken, but he's not great. I mean, I liked Amethyst Wilt for a time when he came out. He provided something on the court for me. But, I mean, you look at the card, he's just, I mean, he's long. And that's all that Wilt Chamberlain really gives you. There's a lot of room for improvement when it comes to these Amethyst and Ruby cards, but they're still okay. Alonzo Mourning, another card I want to put at S tier. Here's the deal though, a lot of people like Alonzo Mourning more than Jermaine O'Neal, and I get it. His release, even though it's Shaq's pace, it's better. His release is better. My whole takeaway is Jermaine O'Neal is going to handle the ball better, but I think it's close, right? Between these cards, I really do think it's close. If you've gotten Alonzo Mourning, you got a really, really solid center. And honestly, you can make the case that he's every bit as good as Jermaine. Now, one thing I do like is I like the boost that Monty Williams gives to power forwards more than centers. But no matter how you phrase it, I mean, both these cards are really, really solid and deserve to be in the same tier. Amethyst Bol up next. Now, I know, again, a lot of people want me to put Bol high. This card is not good, man. He's not. I mean, here's the deal. He's got 65 strength. I mean, yes, he's long, but is he good? No, his release isn't anything special. Maybe you could put him C tier, but even compared to like Ruby Anthony Davis, I don't know if he's better than him. I really don't. So I'm going to, I guess this is what I'm going to have to do right now. I'm going to have to do it. I'm eventually going to have to make that change, and there it is. Just put Bol in C tier and Patrick Ewing in A tier, just because he belongs there. Arvydas Sabonis A tier as well. You're going to see a lot of these cards that are pretty good, right? But that's what A tier is. I mean, he's an absolute mash man. And I'm just going to do this, right? Since we're already here, throw Biggs' Judas Ilgauskas in that same tier. Now, Big Z's release might be better. He might be a tad bit better than Arvydas Sabonis. But they've got to go in the same tier, man. They're going to give you nearly the same thing. Now, who you like more depends on what you're specifically wanting out of your cards. But, I mean, they're the same tier. They're basically the exact same identical cards. They both do belong in that A tier. Next up, Tyson Chandler Amethyst. Honestly, I know at once upon a time I said Wilt was better than Tyson. He's not. Tyson Chandler is better than Wilt Chamberlain. And it's sad for me to say it because I used to say Amy Wilt was him. I just can't say it anymore. Tyson Chandler defensively just gives you that little bit more with that Hall of Fame anchor. Better defensive stats as well. Tyson Chandler to me is that C tier. Bargnani is horrible. He's C tier. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people. I read a comment last time I did a video when I was talking about Bargnani. They're like, you don't know how to use Bargnani, this and that, man. This card is horrible. I mean, he really is bad. I'm going to put him at B tier because he's probably better than these guys right here. But Andrea Bargnani stinks. And as far as trophy case rewards, might be the worst one in the entire game. Bargnani is absolutely horrible in my team, and so is Robert Parish. Another F tier card is Robert Parish. Look, if you're looking for a budget center, don't look at Robert Parish. This card, there's nothing to take away. He's 7 feet tall, but I mean, what are you really looking at here with Robert Parish? The card is a garbage, man. Definitely F tier. Kevin McHale, I think he's on that borderline of A and S. I do think Alonzo Mourning and Jermaine O'Neal have him beat, but Kevin McHale is solid in my team, so I'm going to throw him in S as well. I think it's hard to separate that top of the top when you look at everything he's got. It's hard to beat, right? Maybe his speed's not as good as you want or as high as you want, but everything else Kevin McHale's he's got that really long wingspan as well. Definitely got to put him in that S tier. Andre Drummond up next, and I think he fits that D tier, right? Where Andre Drummond is going to give you a little bit more than Robert Parish, but he's still not good. And I think that's an accurate description, man. And if you want to argue Andre Drummond in F tier, I'm not going to argue against him, and I'm going to put him in F tier. I mean, between him and Robert Parish, what is really the difference? What is either of these cards giving you at this stage of my team? The answer is nothing. Drummond is a little bit faster. Nah, I'm putting him higher. Drummond gives you more than Robert Parish. KG, definitely S tier. One thing I will say about Kevin Garnett is I do firmly believe his best position is that power forward position. Why? I just feel like when it comes to paint stops, he doesn't get them. And I don't know if it's because of his player model, player build. I don't know what it is. But for me specifically, other people might be different. For me specifically, I don't feel like KG gets me as many paint stops as he should. His release is okay, not great, but definitely a very solid option. Gonna throw him at S tier for right now. Theo Ratliff should be better than he is. He's C tier, man. And he's still better than the guys like Wilt, guys like that, but he's not as good as he should be. I mean, his speed, lateral quickness is great. He just doesn't feel great on the court. And I don't have the answer to why. I just do not think Theo Ratliff plays as good as he should in my team. Joel Embiid, the epitome of what an A tier card at the center position looks like. A lot of people love Joel Embiid, and I get it. Maybe it's because of his player model that people like him, but his defense is mid. He can't handle the ball. I mean, dunking wise, it's okay. I'm taking everybody at S tier over Joel Embiid, though. He's definitely A tier. I mean, that's just how it is. That's the facts. LaMarcus Aldridge up next, and I'm putting LaMarcus Aldridge in B tier. Now, you guys might want to argue it and say, what, an Amethyst to B tier? Hear me out, okay? His release is solid. He's got an 85 3-ball, great shooting badges. Defensively, can hold it down. Not that he's going to be that great interior defensive player, because he's not. I mean, he's not. But he does have anchor, has brick wall, has post lockdown. He's going to be good enough to hold it down. And comparing to Bargnani, do the comparison, guys. I know badge-wise, Bargnani's going to be better. But look at the stats, man. Look at the stats. I'm telling you guys, don't sleep on LaMarcus Aldridge. I'm taking him over Bargnani every day of the week. Pink Diamond Wilt up next. He is an A-tier center in my team. He is the best inside big in the game, in my opinion. I'm taking Wilt Chamberlain over Patrick Ewing. Now, the one thing about it is Patrick Ewing, I will say, does give at least the ability to stretch the floor, in which Wilt Chamberlain doesn't do. But Wilt's speed is just so much better. Acceleration, vertical. I have a hard time taking Patrick Ewing over him. I know the 15 Hall of Famers mean a lot, but I'm telling you, they're at the same tier, at least to me. Bob McAdoo up next. Now, Bob McAdoo is good. He's just really undersized, and you're not going to knock down shots with him. I know the 53 ball, yes, that's just too low, man. If it was a 60, maybe, but a 53 ball is too low. Still, he is so good, man, so elite. I'm putting him at C tier. I mean, look at the defensive stats and badges. Card is really solid in my team. Putting him at C tier. Chris Bosh, A tier. I know a lot of people are going to argue S tier. No, he's not S tier. I'm sorry. Chris Bosh is, in my opinion, one of the most overrated cards in the game. His defense is horrible in my team. I know his release is good. I know he's going to be one of the best stretch bigs in the game. I'm not arguing that. But he's with Joel Embiid at A tier. Not to say he's bad. He's just overrated in my opinion. Jalen Duren, C tier when he does get all the way evoed up. I think, that's a good position for him. Where, yes, there are better cards in the game, but he can hold it down, right? When he is all the way evoed up, he can hold it down. Pretty similar to a Theo Ratliff type of card at C tier. Big Ben Wallace, maybe is B tier. I mean, here's the deal. Wherever you put Ben Wallace is going to be exactly where you have to put Bill Russell. Now, on one side of things, yes, they are some of the best interiors in the entire game, and so I'm probably going to put them at B tier. I will say, though, I don't like interior bigs. Yes, they're going to be incredible. They're going to move incredibly. They're going to be incredible in the defensive end of the court. But they can't shoot the ball at all, which does hurt them. Going to go with B tier for both of those guys. Banchero is another guy I'm going B tier with. I use Banchero for a decent amount of time, and I actually like Banchero. As a card overall, I like the card. He can shoot. Has decent enough defense. Not to say it's great. It's decent enough. Has a wide player model. Banchero is good in my team. And when he gets a future card, the card is going to be outstanding. Karl-Anthony Towns is an A tier center in my team. He's, I would say, on the lower end of A tier, but he's still A tier. I mean, when you look at the card, he's pretty solid all the way around. Defensively, not great, but shooting-wise, solid enough. Makes some crazy shots as well. I'm putting him at the lower end of A tier. He's better than a guy like Andrea Bargnani. Mark Williams up next, C tier. A lot of these Evo cards are going to be at C tier, where it's like, they give you something on the court. Are they great in my opinion? No, but they do provide at least something on the court as far as an interior presence. For Diamond Rudy Gobert at this stage, I still think I gotta put him in C tier. Look, I know he's not fast. Look, I know his three ball is not good. But name another guy that has a player model like Rudy Gobert. I don't know if there is one. I'm putting him at C tier. You guys can debate a wall on that one. Bill Walton stinks. I mean, look at this card and tell me how he is a diamond, a 94 overall. Tell me. I mean, the worst part about it is, what does he do good on the court? His perimeter defense would be solid, but he's slow. I just don't see enough out of Bill Walton. He is D tier for me. He's not F because he's better than these guys, but he is D tier. Bill Walton is bad. Chet Holmgren up next. I'm putting him at a B tier. Now, Chet's player build's crazy. He does get some crazy animations. The problem with Chet is the fact that he doesn't get enough badges. If Chet Holmgren got more badges, he would be up there with being one of the best power forward centers in the entire game. The problem is, his badges are pretty limited right now in my team. Diamond Wilt, I guess I don't know enough about Diamond Wilt. I haven't used him that much, but when you look at Wilt's stats, his badges, he's a lot better than the Amethyst, and that's as simple as it can get. I'm going to put Diamond Wilt in B tier. A little different than a guy like a Ben Wallace, Bill Russell, but he is a really solid inside center at that. DeAndre Jordan, another B tier card. Look, an inside big, DeAndre Jordan is one of the best. He gets some crazy rebound animation, stuff like that. I've seen him in competitive type games, and he can compete with the best of the best. DeAndre Jordan, a B tier center. For Jokic, I don't know, man. I mean, Jokic is one of those cards. I just have a hard time seeing a spot for him. His defense is not good. I just feel like he's an off-brand diamond cat. I mean, that's as simple as I can say it. He's an off-brand Karl Anthony Towns. Cat's gonna be way better defensively. I don't see Jokic being that good. I'm gonna put him at B tier because of his stretch big ability, but not the highest on Jokic. Moses Malone. He might be a card I talk about for a while. This card is really good in my team. I'm putting him at A tier. He is what Patrick Ewing wants to be. And I don't say that as a Patrick Ewing slander, but hear me out. 3 ball, neither of them are going to be shooting great. Outside of that, Moses Malone might be the best big in the game. I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, not the best big in the game, but the best like non-trophy case big in the game. He might have it. I mean, compare him. I'm just going to compare him to Kevin Garnett, for example. Okay, because I feel like this comparison needs to happen. Now, obviously, Kevin Garnett's going to be a better shooter, but outside of that, Moses Malone is up there with KG. Rebounding animation, stuff like that. Moses Malone's great. He's going A tier for me. And Joakim Noah, last but certainly not least. I don't see it with Joakim. Somebody ran him in quads against me and was green in threes, though. So, I mean, if somebody can green threes with a 43 ball, I guess I got to put him at B tier and put at least some respect on his name. So, that is going to wrap it up for our center tier list today, guys. I know I'm going to receive a lot of slander for this because a lot of these are tough opinions, but they have to happen, and this is where everybody wanted up for me. Let me know who I was too high on, too low on, guys. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.